Here's David's 2.0 harness. Everything's 100% legit now. The headlight plugs in 100%. There's no cutting anything. So I'm gonna kind of go through this. The controls are silver now. They used to be black. Everything's pretty much the same. But starting at the front here, you got the 2 wires that go to the horn. You've got your speedo cable. Just pay attention to the colors so you guys can use them as a reference. And then make sure you guys hook this little loop on the speedo so it actually says miles per hour instead of kilometers. You've got your right control, which is the big plug. It's the one with the gray wires. These do not match, but they do plug in. You can't mess that up. You've got your brake switch, which I've got hooked together. I'll show you why in a second. And then you've got your right control. That's the left, this is the right. This color does not match. The green to the red, but you have to plug it in because there's no other wire to hook up. Can't mess that up. Going down, you got your key. If you look here, color coded, color to color. Next one you have is your brake switch. Your brake switch is the yellow lined green wire and the black, and it's color to color. Even though it's not as prominent, like this is a thicker yellow line, it's still the same. Then you've got your starter solenoid. You used to have to cut this plug, but if you notice, this is the wire for the starter solenoid because on the control, it's the same color. Even though these don't match, it plugs right in. This is the one you plug into. There are others, like this one here, that's for your fuel gauge, which we don't run. This one here, which is a kill switch, which we don't run. The next one you have is the coil. So, coil wire, you can run both styles. The coil wire is the yellow with black line set, and it comes with this one here. Make sure you tape these off. I understand it has boots, but tape them off so they don't touch your frame. But it's so you can run either style coil. Then you got your ground that goes to the battery, and then you've got your other one, your ground, which goes to the frame. So either one, it does not matter which one you use. One of these has to be bolted to the frame, one goes to your battery. The next one is this weird angled plug. This is your 12 volt flasher. It's a big long red thing you guys are all gonna hate. Throw it away or cut it in half and take the speaker off. Because this, when the flasher goes and the blinkers work, it actually beeps and it's so annoying. But as you can see, it actually blinks and we've got blinkers. You'll see here back towards, so you've got your key, and right here is this plug right here. This is your engine plug. David cannot make this part plug and play because each motor uses a different plug. You'll see how one's pink. If your motor doesn't have pink, plug it into yellow or white. That's all you have to do. There's no worry about anything else. Everything else should go color to color. This red lined green one is your neutral wire. That makes your neutral light work. So when you touch this to ground or anything, you'll see neutral light is on. That's your neutral light. Now, this harness is designed to not have the headlight on. On the old one, is not designed to have the headlight on unless you have the bike running. This one, if I can get it to come on here, actually works without the motor running. You do not have to run any jumpers. It's so much easier. You just hook these wires up to the motor. Remember, pink goes to the other yellow or leftover white. There's going to be a leftover yellow or white. That's it. Very simple. Once you get to this end of the harness, we were right here at that flasher. The next one you're going to have is the CDI. The CDI is 5 wires. You'll see there's one missing. with the black with white line, that's your kill wire. This is what gives your bike spark, basically. It's the brain for everything. This is your 12-volt regulator. It's the only plug that will fit this. There's only one on the whole bike. Very simple. When you get to the back, you've got a positive terminal. This goes on your battery. This wire goes to your starter relay. It does not matter which side you put. Put one on the red, and then this is the cable coming from your starter motor on your engine. If you guys are not running electric start, leave this unplugged. You do not need it, and cut this off right here underneath that. It's pretty simple. It's got a fusible link. I have some bulbs here to show that stuff works. That's your brake light. Now, the thing that you have to understand when you're using this harness, the way the electric start works, if you look inside there, right here where that screw is, let me point out it with a screwdriver. This right here makes it connect to this, which this has to touch bare metal. Any part of this has to touch bare metal. The way you start these bikes, you have to have the brake pressed, which is why I have these two connected, just so I don't have to hold a brake switch.
All right.
Once you have that pressed, it will not work. You hear nothing. If you ground this connection, just touch it to the handlebars. Then it works. So you don't have to worry about, why doesn't my bike start? Because if you have black painted handlebars, this may not be grounding. So make sure somewhere this is touching your handlebars, because your handlebars are going to be a ground. Make sure your handle, if that does not work, if you've cleaned some of it and it doesn't work, what I would do is I would run a wire to that bolt right here that I was pointing out, this screw right here. I would run a ground to that and then find a ground on the bike somewhere. Not that big a deal. A lot, I mean, you're gonna have wires going from your handlebars anyways. What's one more wire? But 90% sure you should be able to touch that to bare metal, just like this. I'm just grounding it to the bike, and then you have brake, or start. Very simple. If you don't, you will not have electric start. You also have to have the brake lights touching, so you have to press your brake to start your bike. If you have any questions, post it in the comments. Very simple setup. You can't really screw it up as long as you just follow. Start here, start up front, plug everything in. You have to plug it in one way. There's no other way to plug it in. Very simple.